Hello everyone and welcome back guys to a brand new video where today we're here back with round 18 of season 2 of the F1 2021 Williams Road to Glory. Yesterday back at the Circuit of the Americas. Of course, over the last couple of days we've been smashing into F1 2021 My Team Season 7. Of course, if you've missed out on those videos as well, I would highly recommend going back. You know, we had pre-season testing and then we had yesterday was the opening race of Season 7, a 100% race around the Bahrain Grand Prix circuit there. Very exciting one. Like I said, definitely worth going back and checking out. But as I've mentioned in the last couple of videos as well, a massive thank you to all of you guys. We've now smashed through 43,000 subscribers. Still trying to get towards 50k, so you're not already. Please do help us get one step closer to that ultimate target there. And yeah, 44k. Hashtag blessed is up next then. But today though, as we head to the Circuit of the Americas, things looking pretty good at this stage of the game. We've still got a couple more upgrades in the works at the moment there. You can see a major powertrain fuel efficiency upgrade, which should bring us, you know, that little bit further ahead of the Alpine, the Aston, and the AlphaTauri there, and just that bit closer to Ferrari and McLaren. Championship-wise, though, Verstappen just slowly but surely building up a lead at this stage of the game there. You can see now he's 36 points clear of Lewis Hamilton there, who's just 3 ahead of his teammate Valtteri Bottas. Mercedes, though, still 48 points ahead in the Constructors. However, we're 1 point behind Charles Leclerc and 1 ahead of Pierre Gasly, and just 3 points now even behind AlphaTauri as well in the Constructors' Championship. Things are getting spicy as we get towards the end of Season 2, so let's get into qualifying then here from COTA. Formula 1 is finally back in 2022, and now you can rep your favourite teams. Of course, using the F1 store, every team now has merch lineups available, whether you're an Aston Martin fan, a Williams fan, Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull, the choice is completely up to you. But yeah, check out the F1 merch store down below for all the official releases from all of the teams. And of course, as always, if you use our links as well, you massively help support the channel. So yeah, give it a look and see if there's anything you like. Right, here we are then, qualifying day at the Circuit of the Americas, and fingers crossed, despite the rain, we can try and battle our way through the storm and put this thing up in a decent qualifying position there. Had a pretty good run last time round at Suzuka, but really intrigued to see how well we're going to fare with all the new upgrades in the wet. Doesn't look like track conditions are meant to change much as qualifying goes on there, as we get a nice kick of understeer and then a little bit of oversteer through turn 1. But yeah, just going to have to be really careful though. I've fueled up the car a little bit extra so we can try and just get a few laps in, sort of get our eye in with it. But it's going to be a challenge, I feel. Back end squirreling away though as we head in towards the final corner. Really trying to use the engine brake to allow the front end to rotate in. And we currently only go into P5 there, but not far away from Valtteri Bottas, who's in P3. Of course, never the best wet qualifier in real life as Valtteri. He's either rapid or nowhere. That's not what we needed though to start our second lap. Just a huge snap oversteer as we graze up against the Armco. Luckily didn't do any damage to the suspension, so that could have easily been our qualifying over. Right, well, 7 minutes left on the clock then. We've got all the little damage issues sorted.
Now, but it's going to take a while for the track to dry out.
There we go then. So it turns out we are going to see some changeable conditions here in qualifying. So it might be a case of try and be the last car going onto a run, but we need to try and actually get a couple of faster laps in before we even start thinking about that. There's definitely a lot more pace in the car. There is immediately 4 tenths found through the first corner. This track is getting faster. Right in the final couple of corners then, we're finding a lot of time as the lap has gone on. But as we head through the final couple of turns, just got to try and keep it clean and tidy. Make the track as wide as possible here. As track, yeah, rain definitely getting less and less. Lost a bit of time through the final corner, but we go up to P9 there. Clear of our teammate George Russell. Is it worth, though, boxing in at the end of this one and trying to go out for one last-ditch attempt on fresh tyres? If the track's meant to be getting quicker and quicker, there is a slight snap of oversteer through turn 1 as we try to get on the throttle. Already losing 4 tenths. Look at that purple through sector 2, so there's definitely still a lot more time to be had in the car. Probably going to bail out though on this lap and go out for one last ditch attempt on a fresh set of tyres there. But you can see now when we get it hooked up, We've basically found another 6/10 as this lap has gone on there for the amount of time we lost through the first couple of corners. This is, yeah, definitely going to be a bit like Spain so early on in the campaign, where you've just got to try and be the last car to start a lap there. 3.5 minutes left on the clock. We've definitely got the time to get back in and bolt on a fresh set. Or, apparently, we won't be able to get back in time and bolt on a fresh set.
Fresh intermediates.
How has it taken them 2 minutes to get the car from the end of the pit lane back to the box? F1 2021, sometimes I wonder. Well, I guess now the question is, how many places are we going to lose as other cars are doing their final runs? Are we seeing people improving? I don't know, and I'm not sure I want to.
We're all ready for tomorrow's race, but before we begin, let's have a quick look at those who will be fronting the grid. Verstappen, Perez, and Carlos Sainz. Goodbye for now then, but we're really just getting started. Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
Well, there we go then. We could have easily been right up towards the front of the field, but when all is said and done, it's P15. Thanks to the team dilly-dallying around, trying to get the car back into the box there. However, we have got pretty strong race pace still in this thing, I reckon. So, I think we're just going to have to get our get our head down, focus, and trying to score some good points here. Russell, though, up in 10th. Maybe our teammate is finally going to be able to put some points on the board. This channel is proudly sponsored by Bybit, the official crypto partner of Red Bull's Formula 1 team. I've been using their platform for my personal crypto savings over the last few months, and when they got in touch to support the channel, I was super, super excited. Currently, they're offering you guys a special new promo for the first 100 of you to deposit $10 or more onto the platform. You'll get another $10 free. Also, 5 lucky winners will get their initial deposit doubled up to $1,000. That means if you deposited $1,000 onto the platform using my codes below, you could be within a chance to get another $1,000 completely free. We've seen the landscape around crypto drastically change over the last couple of years, and I genuinely believe it holds an important place in our future. However, please be careful as always when trading, as you are liable to lose money. But if you're interested and you're 18 or older, click the link down below to get started and see why Red Bull and myself, as well as thousands of others, trust Bybit as their crypto.
Here we are then in one of the fastest growing cities in the United States, the fabulous Austin, in the great state of Texas. The circuit itself 14 miles southeast of the city centre and home to the US Grand Prix since 2012. The latest in a long list of iconic tracks to have that honour. We have 10 turns to the left and 10 to the right here at the fantastic Circuit of the Americas, overtaking opportunities into turn 1 and 12 at this anti-clockwise 3.6 mile track. And we should see average lap speeds of around 126 miles per hour. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, edging out Sergio Perez, who lines up P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Sainz, Bottas, Lewis Hamilton and Norris, Russell, Ocon, Vettel and Kimi Räikkönen, Stroll, Mr. Monaco, Yuki Tsunoda and Leclerc. They've taken a grid penalty. Giovinazzi, Gasly, Mick Schumacher and Nikita Mazepin. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Latifi and Daniel Ricciardo fills the last spot on the grid. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track and get this Grand Prix underway.
Right, well here we are then, on the grid, ready for the US Grand Prix here from COTA, and really looking forward to this one here today, especially because of some grid penalties. We've been pushed up a little bit higher up the order, ready for the start of this one. But of course now, in this career mode, we can start saving a little bit of fuel as well. Not quite to the same extremes that we do in the My Team series, but certainly not bad either. 2-stop strategy, the recommended one today, but just going to see if we can try and take those soft tyres a little bit longer over each stint there as well. But full sunny skies once again here from Texas. And yeah, fingers crossed we can just keep it clean and tidy in towards turn 1 there. Russell, he's up on P7 on the grid up the road there. So he's in for a really good chance of some good points here. So David waiting then on those 5 red lights. Lights out, and away we go. And worried then that I just lifted out the throttle a bit too much at the wrong time there as we go 4 wide down towards turn 1 there. Look at that from Pierre Gasly as Russell all the way to 5th place there briefly through turn 1, but Pierre has just made an absolute monumental dive through the first corner there. We haven't gained, haven't lost anything as we head in towards the middle, in towards the S's, sorry. Kimi Räikkönen and Sebastian Vettel, the 2 Ferrari teammates, going side by side in towards the corner there, but Kimi Räikkönen, the wily old fox, get the better of his former Ferrari pal that time round. But yeah, haven't lost, haven't gained anything off the start there, but there's always Kota, there's always someone going for an insane dive bomb in towards the first couple of corners.
On the MFD.
What did we hit Seb? The game reckons we hit him. I don't think we did, unless we just picked up the tiniest bit of floor damage. But we'll have to wait and see what the front wing's like there, because I thought we managed to just get out of the way of Sebastian right at the last moment there. We're going to have a look at the inside of one of the Alpines there. It's Ricciardo. Right from the very back, he's moved up places, but yeah, let's just wait and see how it feels like through a right-hander. Car feels pretty fine, to be honest, so I don't think we picked up any damage there, but we'll have to wait and see as to how the laps unfold, as Yuki Tsunoda tried to have a look back at the inside there, but as we head down in towards the final sector, I think we might have actually picked up a little bit of damage on the left-hand side there as Yuki Tsunoda clean up the inside, so not the ideal start we would have wanted here from Kota. A little bit all over the show as Sergio Perez leads the way at the end of lap 1. He's had a disastrous season up to now. I'm sure he'd love a race victory.
Okay, clear.
Oh, we've got yellow flags out already then in this GP, and it's the home team Haas that seems to be having a car pulling over to the wayside. We could really do with a safety car. Yes!
Okay,
Nicholas Latifi! Oh, it's only a VSC, but still.
You are too fast. Reduce your pace.
It's only a VSC, but yeah, we could definitely do with that still. Get into the pit lane and hopefully not lose as much time as we normally would. We're going to have to go effectively now onto a one-stop strategy from here. Just I'm a bit worried that front wing damage. Just both Haas out!
They are out of the race.
What's happened? Both Haas cars out within 2 corners of each other there. And we've still got the VSC out. Hopefully that's going to be out a little bit longer now. But Haas, an absolute nightmare at the start of their home Grand Prix there. Both cars out very, very early on in this GP as we're going to head down into the pit lane. I hope they're changing the front wing. I really hope they're changing the front wing. I also hope this VSC is out for just a little bit longer as well there. But what a disastrous start to the GP for Haas then. VSC still out, and luckily, yeah, the team are changing the front wing. So effectively, come on, please, stay out as long as possible.
VSC ending, wait for green, complete, go now.
Nice 7.8 seconds stop there, but VSC still out. There we go, green flag racing once more.
Right,
so we haven't lost out too badly.
We have 2 stops planned.
I'm definitely not going to be 2 stopping from here though. We're going to definitely box just once more onto a set of mediums, sorry, later on in the afternoon.
You can use it when within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
The DRS now enabled as well, as we are a long way behind the cars up the road. But yeah, I can't believe both Haas cars falling out at the same time. However, new front wing feels a lot quicker. Let's try and unleash some of this car's pace.
We're low on fuel. Let's conserve what we have left. Start using the car's drag to slow you down ahead of the braking line by just lifting off the throttle briefly before you start to actively brake. That'll help. The gap to the car ahead is 16.3 seconds.
Never heard Jeff say that before about trying to save fuel, so perhaps unlike in my team, where they often say it when it doesn't really matter, perhaps this season they are actually rather worried about it. We are, however, taking a lot of time out of the Alphas already, which is good. Still setting pretty consistent lap times early on, but at the moment, obviously, we're just taking a lot of time out of the Haas cars. They're just, sorry, out of the Alfa Romeos even, but they're just losing a lot of ground to everyone else there. Why am I still struggling through turn 1? That was not the line we needed, but of course now, I don't know if a lot of people are going to be 1 or 2 stopping this, but we are effectively, yeah, trying to race a lot of these cars from this far back, which is not fun, since we're still probably, what, close to 20 seconds behind some of them, unless, of course, they are pitting twice, and then we're still right there, I suppose. It's going to be one of those races, I think, where we won't know where we are until about lap 20. Team want us to box then at the end of lap 9 here. Definitely not going to be doing that. I want to try and make it to about lap 12, lap 13. Then we should be able to safely stretch a set of mediums right the way through to the checkered flag. We're still taking between 1 and 2 seconds a lap at Mazepin, but I just worry how much time the Alfa Romeo is losing to everyone else each lap. I don't think we're losing any time to that huge gaggle of cars, but I don't think we're really gaining much either. Oh, there we go. First cars into the pit lane then. Kimi Räikkönen and Esteban Ocon. So these were guys that we were pretty close to before, of course, we had to pit in. So have we gained anything on these cars? We're going to pretty much come out alongside Kimi. So we're pretty much back then where we were in this GP, which isn't too bad going. And by the looks of it, they both got another make a pit stop as well. So we are still battling for the points here. So I think Kimi was running up in P10. No idea where Esteban was earlier on in the afternoon, but we're still in this. There we go. We've now got Valtteri Bottas and Yuki Tsunoda into the lane here as Esteban Ocon makes a move on Mazepin just up the road. So I think we're still going to see quite a few people try to one-stop this, but we are still ahead of a handful of cars at least. Don't really know where we're going to be in this one, to be honest. Kimi Räikkönen now trying to go all the way around the outside of Nikita Mazepin out onto the back straightaway here, and surely with the DRS, yeah, Kimi just slots in front and just goes a little bit defensive there. You can never be too worried about what the young Russian maniac's going to do in a Formula 1 car, but hopefully soon we'll be able to jump him as well. As fingers crossed, I want to see as many cars pitting ASAP.
1.5 seconds.
That's the goal for us at the moment. Hopefully have as many cars into the lane as soon as possible, because then that hopefully means that they're also two-stopping. However, no one else in, so I'm wondering whether because of the intermediates in qualifying, a lot of these guys now believe the one-stop's doable. Trying to make sure we're as close to Nikita when we come out of this hairpin there, because the Alfa Romeo is definitely starting to cost us a little bit of time. See if we can try and put the power down on the exit of the corner here. Stay in the DRS, stay in the slipstream, and surely, yeah, this is going to be a pretty simple move. We were gaining a lot of time over the Alfa anyway down the straights, and it's a battle of the ponies, and looks like German power beats Italian horses. There we go, George Russell into the pits at the end of lap 12.
George is in the pits. George in the pits.
I guess this will be a real tell then. If these guys are going on to mediums, they're going through to the very end. They're pitting onto another set of softs. Of course, they're going to have to box once more in this GP, but let's just wait and see then, as once Ocon and Kimi pass a load of other cars there. Gio is still on softs, but looks like, yeah, a lot of them are going on to medium tyres then, so we have not done well in terms of strategy today. We are back up into 11th, so I knew we were going to be close to the points. As who was that? Lance Stroll just like getting ahead of Mazepin, but yeah, we're still effectively a pit stop behind most of these guys. I think we need a safety car if we want to recover anything from this afternoon. Oh, there we go. A couple more cars into the pits. So we're going to be now ahead of Sebastian Vettel and Lewis Hamilton here. What has happened to both Mercedes? Why are they both so far down the running order at this stage of the day? Oh, that was close between myself and Seb. Is we going to get him down the hill, though? I was trying to get the switchback, but I kind of just turned in and prayed. No one else, so it was all for nothing anyway. Sebastian Vettel holds on to P9 in this US Grand Prix. We're going to dive in at the end of this one. So we've now reached the halfway stage of the GP. Set of mediums should see us right the way through to the very end. But like I said, we're basically just praying for a safety car this afternoon. That's going to be the only way we get anything decent out of this one, because we are just in the bin. Into the box we come then at the end of lap 14. Where are we going to re-emerge later on in the afternoon? They're actually grazed the pit entry on the way in there. Fingers crossed we haven't given ourselves any damage, as Hamilton's going to fly past us. Tsunoda's into the pits again, so no idea what's going on for him down at AlphaTauri. But we are, yeah, pretty much going to be battling it out with the Alfa Romeo of Giovinazzi later on in the afternoon. I mean, yeah, we're a pit stop behind.
Clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
We're a pit stop behind on ever so slightly fresher tyres there. However, Hamilton, he's going to have to pit again. Why is he on another set of mediums? What on earth is going on down at Mercedes? And have they pretty much just thrown this championship away? Verstappen, I'm sure, is saying thank you very much at the moment. It's often him on F1 2021 that makes the bad strategy blunders, but this time around it's Mercedes dropping the ball. One thing that always bugs me at COTA, and it's I think one other track as well on F1 2021, is the speed trap down the back straight. I always, when I'm looking at it sort of in my peripheral vision, want to think it's a yellow flag out, and then pretty much every lap I get excited that there might be a safety car.
Front is 1.5 seconds.
That being said, the Aston Martins up the road aren't running that fast at the moment, so we are taking a fair chunk of time out of them. Of course, Hamilton is our reference marker, that sort of whole group of cars. But we're actually closing in, yeah, close to a second a lap here, which could mean we're close by the end, depending on whether their tyres sort of just hit the cliff and mine don't. Still got to push like crazy, though, if we want anything to show for this race. Now all over the back of Antonio Giovinazzi. Fingers crossed we can just pull off a similar move to what we did to his teammate Mazepin a few laps ago. Let's just wait and see, try and put the power down. 1,000 ponies through those rear tyres isn't the easiest thing in the world with no traction control, but we do go clean past Giovinazzi, get back over onto that racing line, and now Mercedes 13th and 14th in this USGP. That is not where we expected him to be today. Oh, there we go. A couple more cars into the pit lane then. Kimi Raikkonen and Esteban Ocon into the box once more. We were pretty close to Kimi. I wonder how close we've stayed. Not particularly, it turns out then. So Kimi Raikkonen going to be a couple of seconds ahead of me. But this is still definitely closable by the end if we just keep at it. However, he's going to have fresher tyres. There we go. Bottas into the pits then at the end of lap 19. 9 laps to go here from Cota, but intrigued to see how close Mercedes are going to get again. We are slowly getting closer to those points once more. Definitely is a lesson so far in never giving up, unless of course it amounts to nothing. Oh, there we go, Hamilton in end of lap 20, but we, however, have closed right up to Kimi Raikkonen over these last couple of laps. The AlphaTauri has not fired up those medium tyres in a way I'm sure Kimi feels comfortable with. To be honest, Ocon further up the road isn't looking too switched on with his either. But now, of course, we're looking at, I think it's Lance Stroll, and the Aston Martin is still in the points at the moment. So we just got to hope we're taking time out of him still, as that is not the line through the middle, through the S's, sorry. Oh, we've got yellow flags out in Sector 1. What's happened? One of the Red Bulls has gone round. I wonder who that is. Don't say Verstappen's bottled it by himself. And Max Verstappen then, let's ride on board with the Dutchman as he heads through the first sector. No, looks like it's Sergio Perez that has looped it round then, so he's just got a bit too brave on the throttle out of Sector 1 there. And Checo Perez, I'm sure Red Bull are a bit annoyed with that one because they've got a big opportunity to take huge points out of Merck this weekend, but he might just cost him a handful of places. Right, come on then, Kimi Raikkonen. Let's see if we can get a run on the fin down the back straight away. Oh, getting a lot of wheel spin on the exit there, but we need to try and tuck back in to the slipstream of the fin here. DRS activated. Kimi Raikkonen goes defensive, but I don't think he's going to have much say on the matter as we go clean around the outside. Make sure we get the car slowed down nice and tidy into Sector 3. But now we're just 7 seconds behind Lance Stroll with 6 laps to go. Could we do the unthinkable here and still score points? Esteban Ocon still, though, between the pair of us. So I completely forgot about the Mercedes behind closing in. So now not only are we chasing Lance Stroll, we're getting chased by Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas in this Grand Prix. The Mercedes man 4 seconds back. That might be where our battle really lies.
We have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
5 laps of fuel remaining, 5 laps remaining. The gap to Lance Stroll down to 5 seconds. Taking nearly 2 seconds out of him that lap. I think the Aston Martin is struggling. However, Hamilton has taken 2.5 out of me. We need Kimi Raikkonen to do an absolute worldie here and try to defend from what was once a championship rival in the dying stages here from Cota if we want even a sniff of points. I'm not a betting man, but I don't think Kimi Raikkonen is going to be able to do much here down at the back straight. Hamilton loses a little bit on the way in there, but I mean, look at that. Immediately he's on the attack and on the offensive there, and Kimi Raikkonen is going to have to concede the position. We need Stroll as well to try and hold up Esteban Ocon a little way up the road there. You can see we're now struggling, panicking a little bit on these tyres, but Hamilton, I don't know whether it's worth just letting him by so he can then hassle the Alpine and the Aston Martin, sorry. Then again, I reckon he just fly past them. Oh, it's so difficult late on in the day. Gap to Stroll now under 4 seconds, but the gap to Hamilton under 4 tenths as we head out onto the back straight, though. Are we going to be able to put the power down? Are we going to be able to do anything against Hamilton? I don't think we are. The Mercedes is just going to be a bit too fast as we head out onto the back straightaway here, and we're going to try and use some battery but it's all going to be for nothing.
You might make a mistake.
And the team absolutely bang on there. We might see a mistake from Hamilton later on in the day. We might, however, be on for a 4, maybe even a 5-car battle for the final points main position. If Bottas can pull his finger out, we are not giving up on this one just yet. Here comes Hamilton then. He's all over the back of Esteban Ocon. Is the Frenchman going to defend? We just need all 3 of these guys to trip over each other, and maybe with a bit of luck, all pick up some front wing damage as well. Hamilton can do nothing this time around, but just 2 and a bit laps to go here from Cota. Is this now playing into Lance Stroll's hand? It's all over the show late on in the day. Oh, look at this. Ocon coming in clutch at the moment, going super defensive up in towards turn 1 there. And Hamilton, he's going to have to try and go the long way around if he wants to pull off the move there. And Ocon having none of it through the first corner there. Esteban Ocon, what an absolute king. Well, Hamilton again though, but is Esteban Ocon going to be able to get a run on Lance Stroll there? That's what we'd really love to see in towards this final sector, as those two going side by side. But just over a lap to go then here from the US Grand Prix.
1.6 seconds.
Gap to Hamilton, 1.6 now, so we are definitely still taking time out of all of these guys at the moment. But Bottas, he's now under a second behind me, so we are all gaining on each other in towards the final lap of the US Grand Prix here. We just need to try and keep our head down and try and pick up any place we possibly can there. All the risks, there's nothing to lose and everything to gain late on in the afternoon here. There's no points for coming 11th, there's no points for anything other than the position Lance Stroll is hanging on to at the moment, as again Ocon goes just that bit defensive on Hamilton up the hill in towards turn 1. We just, like I said, need to see Ocon and Stroll go side by side just once, because then that could really allow everyone behind him just to concertina up, but I'm not sure it's going to happen. I think Lance Stroll's going to be able to hang on to this one, and we're going to be under even more pressure from Valtteri Bottas behind us on the last lap of this GP, trying to keep it clean and tidy through the S's there, run a little bit wide as he head out the other side there. But are we going to see anything from Esteban Ocon here? Surely he's going to be using all the deploy that Alpine has got left in the reserves there. Lance Stroll, is he going to be able to hang on? Max Verstappen takes home the race victory there and pretty much stamps his authority on this championship challenge there. But here comes Ocon to the outside, to the inside of Lance Stroll there, but no, he can't do anything. Bottas going to try to look up the inside of us in towards the final few corners of the US Grand Prix here. We're in a Mercedes sandwich late on in the afternoon there, but I think Lance Stroll has just about done enough to take home the final points main position. GG's though. I want to give a shout out to George Russell. I think he's going to come through for P6 then at the end of the US Grand Prix, so a fantastic race from our teammate here. But after all of this late on in the day, 5 cars separated by just a couple of seconds at the checkered flag, we're going to come through 13th in the end. Not the race we would have wanted.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
That's it then for another magnificent United States Grand Prix, and they've hung on to take a sublime victory here today. Talk to me, Ants. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
Well, I honestly feel it was down to the driver and car today. I mean, we can talk driver skill all day, but if you don't have a solid team to back that, you're never going to get anywhere. When you hit that sweet spot of having both an excellent driver and an incredible car, that's when you see results like those we witnessed today.
The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congratulations to everyone at the team. Max Verstappen should be pleased with his performance, making gains at the top of the table. Some amazing talent out on the track today, but Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
Daniel Ricciardo certainly impressed me today, an incredible performance.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. No change in the top spot, but with today's points, their hold on the lead is getting weaker. Meanwhile, good work from Aston Martin this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time? Be sure to join us again as we continue to bring you the latest excitement in Formula One.
Well, there we are then, guys. The end of the US Grand Prix there, and Max Verstappen, right when he needed it, has come away with a dominant race there. Both Mercs on the 3-stop, both Red Bulls on the 1-stop there, which paints a picture as just to how badly Mercedes got it wrong here in COTA. Max Verstappen takes home the dub ahead of Lando Norris in P2 and Sergio Perez in 3rd place there. So Red Bull, out of nowhere, have completely leaped back into championship contention as well. They're Sainz in 4th ahead of Pierre Gasly, 16th to 5th there. What a recovery from the AlphaTauri man there. And yeah, special shout out to George Russell. Even more points on the board. They're ahead of Seb, Ricciardo, Leclerc, and both Aston Martins getting points when all is said and done there. Ocon ahead of Hamilton, myself in the Mercedes sandwich there, and then the two Finns of Bottas and Kimi Raikkonen there. Then it's Tsunoda and both Alfa Romeos. Yeah, with both Haas cars retiring just on lap 2. Seemingly at the same time with no real rhyme or reason. Championship-wise, though, yep, there we go with 5 races to go even, I should say, of the campaign. Max Verstappen now comfortably ahead of Lewis Hamilton. They're 61 points clear with just a handful of races left. Sainz jumps Ricciardo. Pierre Gasly jumps Charles Leclerc there as we get relegated back down to 10th. And then George Russell, yeah, right up past Seb and Kimi Raikkonen there up into 12th place as well there. No other movers further down the order. Constructors-wise, though, AlphaTauri with that result just inch away from us slightly. 2 points further away there. 5 points now, the gap. And yeah, Mercedes now with just a slim 8-point margin over Red Bull heading into the final few races of the year there. Ferrari still making good gains on McLaren, so there is a lot of battles to watch out for late on in the campaign. But thank you all so much for watching this video nonetheless. If you have enjoyed it, please do make sure you leave a like, get yourself subscribed as well, and we'll be back very, very soon with more of the Williams Road to Glory. You guys do not want to miss it. None of these videos would be possible without the help of our channel members, so a massive thank you to all of the names you see on your screens currently for helping support the channel. You can join them by clicking the join button down below, and yeah, thank you once again to everyone that continues all the insane support on my work.